Namaste, bitches. Tyson Dela Cruz here. Titanic myth. Have you ever wondered if Rose would have shared the door? Do you think Jack would have survived? Proud veteran, mother of two, proud mother of two, proud veteran, wife to a sexy ass firefighter, realtor and owner and operator of the Rexford Group at Urban Nest, Falisha Rexford.
There's a big audience out there.
Huge. You got to add it in.
I like that.
You got to add it in.
Okay.
So would Jack have survived?
Man, that got deep. Like we just jumped right into Jack and Rose.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Jack would have survived. He was a badass dude.
Yeah.
He was a
How?
tough dude.
How?
He was street smart. He was this and that, the other. I think he died for love. That's the only reason why he died. But if he was on the door, he would have survived.
I think so too.
He would have survived.
How would they have done it? She had a life jacket.
Easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
There was a lot of
Have
room.
you seen them ask Leonardo DiCaprio this question?
No.
And they've asked
No.
him, and he's like, I'm not allowed to say. Like, I can't talk about that. You know,
There was so much
the
room.
door to woman ratio was like excessive.
And she had the life vest on. They could have like tucked the life vest under the boat.
Ways. So many ways.
They could have shared, rotated. If it was really love, they would have rotated.
If I was on the door, Ty, I would have allowed you to lay on the door.
Thank you
just
so
you
much.
know.
Thank you so much. You recently had a birthday, right?
I did.
Ooh, happy birthday! Happy birthday! Woo!
I'm so glad.
We got you some edible crumble cookies,
Oh, thank you. I'll
And,
add it to my mommy rolls.
and they spelled birthday wrong. But
That's okay. Thank you, man. That is awesome.
Here for
Beer day.
beer
Yeah,
day.
that's awesome.
Since you recently had a birthday, what are your top 3 reflections from last year?
Oh my gosh. So gratitude. Leading up to my birthday, I got a massage.
Ooh.
And while I was getting a massage, I told the lady, I'm like, I may start crying, just so you know. And she goes, oh, that happens more than often. I said, I'm reflecting on so many things I'm grateful for. I started my morning out, since you've done your research, you may have seen. I started my morning out with a sunrise walk, my birthday morning with a sunrise walk. Mm-hmm. And I quickly threw a post out on social media. Anybody want to meet me? You can come. It was fucking cold, like freezing cold, like crazy ass winds. But I showed up, and 10 other people showed up.
Shut the door.
Yes! I was like so emotional and grateful. So we walked to this bridge that I do sunrise walks a lot. Walked to this bridge and said a gratitude prayer, held hands, said a gratitude prayer. And I'm looking for clarity on some things like moving forward in life, but just really happy with where I'm at. And this may sound like morbid to some, but I tell my kids all the time, you know, this exact thing, which is, if I live another day, I lived a great life. Like, everybody just celebrate me. I lived a great life. If I live 50 more years, I'm going to live a great life, you know? But I just want to be present sometimes in, like, all the things that I've got going on, you know? So, I mean, you asked me kind of like what I was reflecting on right now. I'm just grateful for everything up to this moment, and anything more is extra.
That is awesome.
You know?
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Gratitude is the main theme going into this year then, yeah?
Amen. Yes.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. There's a photo that I'm going to place like right here. It's from 2001 and it's titled Life in the Fast Lane.
Okay.
It was a photo on prom night, Life in the Fast Lane. Do you remember that at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
How did you get that picture? With Nick and I?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
So typically...
I'm like 2001, Night in the Fast. Yeah, the prom. Yes, I know this picture.
So typically prom nights are, you know, for parties and and drinking and you know, doing sexual stuff. What do you remember about that night in the Fast Lane?
Oh, so God, that's a really good one. So Nick and I actually fell in love way before our senior year. We were like, I was 14 turning 15 and he was 15 turning 16. So young love. But we said the love word very quick, right? Okay. That was that first butterfly love, I always call it. And then we broke up our junior year and we dated other people. And the whole time we're broken up. We were friends. Nothing, no animosity, no nothing. We were cool friends, jealous as hell of one another and those other relationships. And deep down, Tyson, I'm telling you, I always knew I'd be with him. Like, so I was like dating other, and I feel bad because these are the people that I dated who are now my friends as well. I'm like, kind of like, I know you're just like a placeholder.
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
like that's how I felt.
Like fillers in like mediocre books.
This is gonna work over here later. So, anyways, Nick and I did end up getting back together, and we were together from our going into our senior year and our whole senior year. But we didn't use the "I love you" word.
Oh wow!
So we decided to try and like rein that in a little bit more and try to be a little more adult-ish.
Yeah.
So I had started saying it right kind of leading up to prom because I knew. I was like, no, I do. I love you. I love everything about you, you know? And he didn't.
Oh, wow.
And so, and then leading up to prom, he kept telling me, like, you know, I got something for you, this, that, the other. And in the back of my head, I'm thinking he's going to drop the L word, right? You're going to love this, Tyson. You're going to fucking love this. So, because it is senior prom night, Nick gets plastered, like just shit-faced. And I was a good girl back then. I didn't do that kind of thing. So I was taking care of my boy. And we were in a hotel room. Sorry, Dad. And Nick kind of like does this half-assed army crawl thing up to me. And as God is my witness, he goes, Falisha, I love ya. Like, I fucking waited for that for a year. And plastered Nick told me that he loved me. I was like, it was kind of like one of those, you know, like.
I love you so much.
Yeah, I love you.
Last word.
Dude, and I literally looked at him like, and it was truly like a passing out moment where like, that was it? That's what I've been waiting for? He made up for it on the proposal. But that is what I remember of my prom night, Tyson.
That is
awesome.
awesome.
Is that good?
Thank you so much for sharing that. After all these years of being together, what are some top 3 things in order to keep a healthy, happy relationship?
Appreciation. And we came to that conclusion a long time ago because my personality, that female entrepreneur, Mexican, loud, you know, and Nick is just the quieter one, but he is a force to be reckoned with himself.
Yeah.
And sometimes like our perspectives are always different, right? Like I feel like I'm doing this and I'm doing that and then I took care of the kids. And then he can come home from work and be like, well, I haven't slept. I just realized that we both are equal and we're both working towards this common goal. And we a long time ago realized how important it is to stop and look at the other person and be like, I appreciate you. Mm-hmm. I appreciate the fact that the dishes were done. Mm-hmm. I appreciate the trash being taken out. I appreciate that extra shift that you worked, you know? Like, it can't always be like, I'm doing, you know what I mean? This. I would not be anywhere without him. Yeah. And he wouldn't be where he's at without me, you know? So you asked for 3, but that's my number 1. If you ask him, more sex. That's like always on the list, right, for men. And what else? Just staying buds, like staying actual friends. And with kids, that can be more dynamic and hard. So you got to really make time for one another. Yeah. Yeah. And you got to put down the phone and you got to get rid of all that other shit going on. And how you doing? How we doing?
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah. Date night. Do you guys do date nights and stuff?
Yes, we do date nights. We do goal setting. Every year we go on a goal setting retreat for him and I only.
So cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah, it's been life-changing.
When did you start implementing that?
3 years ago. This will be our 3rd year.
Has that
changed our life?
Okay.
Absolutely changed our life. Because I can have goals with my business and who I want to be and personal health and blah, 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 blah. But again, like this is a team sport. Mm-hmm. So we usually go check into Red Rock and we do the spa thing and we do the white robes and we do room service, and really just changing location already like sets the tone, gets us away from our kids, gets us away from clients. I'm not going to be talking with anybody, you know.
No phone.
Boom. Us. And I mean, we're talking finances. Where do we see savings? Where do we see our real estate portfolio? What trips do you want to take with the kids in X amount of time? You know, it's like family goals. It's like lifelong goals. And every year, whatever we set, we have attained, and at an exponential pace because we're visualizing and seeing it. We're on the same fucking page,
I
you
love
know?
that. Who initiates the retreat? Like who books it?
Yeah.
And who said, yo, this is something that we're going to start doing. I think we need to do this.
I did say it. But
Well,
last year
that's
Nick
okay.
booked it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, let's just go and do it just for us. And he had mentioned it before too. So to be honest, like he had mentioned it, I mentioned it, and then I did book it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give us both credit.
Yeah.
And it's just super important. So it's a big deal. It's actually when we meet with other young married couples and they ask us for any kind of advice, that's kind of our new number one to tell people, just because, we would come up with monthly savings goals, and I would, the sticky notes, put it on my mirror,
Yeah.
And because we both were on the same page and saw the number, every month we'd hit it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you're both working on something, that's my teammate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's crazy.
You
Life
guys
changing.
generally just coached each other in. You know, that's really good. I think that's something that we're going to implement, because we just started implementing like weekly check-ins. Like we talk about the week, like, hey, how can I be a better spouse, or what things in your life are funky.
Yep.
Just catching up.
Yep.
And it's more like a format of direct bullet point questions, but then it gives us the observation to see, okay, like I was a 4 in this category, personally. So like, I get to show up better this week. And I think it's just intentionally showing up better each time, not trying to be
intentional. Intentional is a key word for sure.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we all could have a great partner and like skate through life.
Yeah.
But without being intentional, you're never going to make it better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, just a quick, stupid example, but like last year in January, we had said that we wanted to buy a water property within 1 to 3 years. Like that was kind of a dream of ours. We closed in 3 months.
Super cool.
But it's because you see it, you know?
Yeah, and you visualize it.
Yeah, you visualize it, you're talking about it, you're putting it out in the world. You know?
That was actually going to be my next question. Like, because I got out the shower this morning, and in the shower or in the restroom or in the mirror, like I give myself positive affirmations anytime I see myself. Like, where's your go-to, like when you're using the restroom, like where are you pumping yourself up?
Man, that's a good one too. So I actually do it outside a lot. Mm-hmm. And I put my arms out to my side like Jesus on a cross.
Yes.
And I just let myself know that I am worthy of everything that comes to me. Because so I do it on the beach. You'll see me do it on the beach in front of people. And that is a shredding of what would you call it? Like worrying about what other people
like
think
ego,
and see and da. Like I don't really care what people are thinking as they walk by me. This isn't about them. So that's actually the first step. It's almost like standing naked in front of a room, because you're going out and you're standing in this awkward pose. What is she doing? I don't care. It's not for them,
Yeah.
And that's a power pose, by the way. That whole hands out to your side, that's a power pose in general. Nick learned that when he was trying to become a fire captain, like putting your arms out to the side and just really feeling yourself. Yeah. But I do it a lot outside. So I've walked in my backyard on a beautiful moonlit night, and I've done that. I do it on the beach a lot. I do it when walking. So not necessarily in the bathroom, but I am more like when I'm out in nature, really looking at the world like, thank you, and not feeling bad for what I have. Yeah. I deserve that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Having helped like a lot of veterans like get into homes, and being a veteran yourself, what have you found like the most difficult thing for veterans in regards of once they're relieved of their duties to be like re-socialized with this society?
It can be super hard for some because they lose their sense of purpose, and not all, but a lot of them will lose their sense of purpose. You check in, you've got a uniform, you've got a certain camaraderie with these people every day for however many years. And then when you're released back into mainstream, like it can be tough for some. So I know a lot of people need to work on what it is that makes them happy. I have some friends that just recently retired, and they're working on physically renovating their cabin, room by room. Like that's what they want to do. They're staying busy. It's the ones that haven't thought about that before they get out that it's tough. And super tough on a lot of going and working in another job where maybe, the laziness is more apparent and you're not used to that because you've had this military lifestyle. And so I see a lot of people, and I just took a dinner last week with a girlfriend where people are really struggling with self-worth.
Oh
Self-worth.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. It's huge. I think social media has this thing hold on society in general regarding like self-worth. Like you got to
Yeah.
look and be and do specific things in order to be happy. It's all bullshit.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. No, I know. And it was super interesting to me because the person that I was talking to was talking about her husband, you know, and also a friend of mine. And I just never would have seen it. You
Yeah.
never know somebody's like interior battles that they're fighting. You know what I mean? But once we started to kind of like peel back the layers of the onion, I can definitely see where that's coming from.
Yeah.
You know?
And like kind of like having you've openly stated about like growing up, you were living in people's backyards, not even having an address.
Mm-hmm.
What are some like really cool nostalgic moments that when you think of them, it makes you smile?
Oh my God, I have so many. So one is while you're talking, you know, those like visuals come in your head. So while you were talking, one was when our trailer was parked in this orange grove and that Skip It came out. Do you remember Skip It?
No.
You remember Skip It? It's like
What is Skip
so
It?
it's a circle
the
thing,
thing
and then
skip.
you skip over it.
Skip, okay.
So I got to Skip It, and it was huge. And like we were living in this orange field, but there was this little piece of cement and that I could do my Skip It. And man, I was a badass Skip It girl. So like that just makes me smile because you didn't need much. I don't think kids need much. You know, they need like an environment to be happy, and they can really get that anywhere. My kids have a lot of things, but
Yeah.
I'm always trying to like dumb it down for them
Yeah.
sometimes. You know what I mean? So that Skip It moment, I couldn't learn, but I sat on my dad's lap in that same orange field and drove the big orange Chevy truck that like had the exhaust that like
Oh,
lit off all the
man.
alarms,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So I did that. You know, in the backyard of the mobile home park, when we finally moved into a mobile home park, my brother and I, we had boxes and we would sit in this box every day and like color new circles and squares and dots because it was our spaceship.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so we would sit, we both had like our chairs and like, you know, again though, a box, markers,
Yeah.
Skip Its,
Yeah.
you know, nothing really that costs money, but
Yeah.
you said what makes me smile. Those moments make me smile.
Yeah, I think
know?
when as you're talking, we know when I think of my childhood and what I've experienced, like not a lot of this stuff costed money. You know, it was
Yeah.
like outside picking twigs. I would pick the roly polies and put them in Ziploc bags.
Yeah.
I killed a lot of them.
A lot of roly-poly deaths.
A lot
Rest
of
in peace,
roly-poly deaths.
roly-polies.
R.I.P. But yeah, it was just it
That makes you smile.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, and then chasing the ice cream man, and
Yeah.
you know, like at the time, ice cream, like those, what were those long ones with the flavor, and it was just ice.
Oh,
Like
I don't
Otter
know.
Pop,
Okay.
Otter
Oh,
Pop.
okay, yeah.
So those were like delicious, you know,
Yeah.
like just eating those on an electrical box.
Yeah.
I think about all those times.
Yeah.
How did you walk away from a six-figure contracting job with the military and start your own company?
Great question, because I had a husband who normally I'll jump by myself. I've never had a problem jumping into uncomfortable situations because I've always bet on myself and I know that I'm a winner. So like that's usually me. But in this case, at that point in our life, I was making like $130,000 a year, and that was life-changing.
Yeah.
Like me and Nick, you know, that was a lot. And so walking away from that to go full real estate, which we know ebbs and flows with paychecks
For sure.
and literally betting on yourself
Yeah.
was a huge moment. And what happened was I think my husband was seeing me die a slow death because I was working. So I was like, ah.
I love you.
Yeah. So I was working Monday through Friday up at the airbase, but I was on a flying schedule. Like I flew MQ-9s. And so sometimes I'd be flying at 3:00 in the morning, launching a plane, landing, whatever the case may be. And that was Monday through Friday. Then we also had kids, right? And then I also was doing real estate. So I was like momming every minute that I could, working odd hours. Oh, you want to go look at a house? Let's go look at a house. Writing offers till 10, 11 o'clock and needing to be up at 3:00 in the morning to go launch a plane.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So sandwiching everything.
Dude,
in.
I was dying. And when I look back, I'm like, how did I even do that, man? Like, how was I even doing it? I don't know. So I think Nick saw that and he was like, I remember he was sitting on the bathtub. He was like, go give Robo, my boss, that's his name, go give Robo your 2 weeks.
Was that his alias or his AKA?
His name is Robert, but in the
Robo.
military, a lot of people have call signs. Like my call sign was Slayer.
How come that's not your Instagram?
A lot of people know me as Slayer in the military. Yeah. And sometimes you get shitty ass call signs. Like it's like terrible call signs.
Turtle duck.
Yeah, I got a badass call sign. Yeah, exactly. I got a good one. So
that should be like
Slayer.
hyphenated in your Instagram.
It is hyphenated when I talk to anybody in the military. Falisha Rexford.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. That's awesome. Are you still homeschooling your kids?
Yeah.
What was your decision to ultimately homeschool your kids?
COVID pushed me quicker than I was ready for. So I knew around that middle school time frame, hey, I'm just trying to do the best job that I can. I'm not saying I'm the best mom in the world, but like I'm making this up as I go.
For sure.
So
I think
like,
we all are.
Right? Yeah. So as I was analyzing our past and other people's children, I'm like, man, middle school's a rough time frame. Like I just think that a lot of kids either go this way with the crowd or they go this way with the crowd at that age, between hormones, sexualizing, themselves, all of the things. That's like a hard one. So Nick and I had talked about homeschooling in middle school. We had already talked about that. Let's do the opposite. Instead of losing our kids, let's bring them closer to the family unit. That was the idea. Then COVID happened and we just expedited that. And I'll be honest with you, it started because I was crying in the parking lot of an In-N-Out, looking at my husband like, I'm not putting my kids in front of a computer. They're little boys. Yeah, and one of them is like an athlete, super rambunctious. There's no way he'd be standing still in this room right now.
How are you doing it?
How do I do it?
Yeah, how?
So I ask for help. So I have tutors that I bring in.
Fantastic.
Because I fucking suck at math. I'm not going to sit there and bullshit my kids and try to teach them math.
They know.
Not even, they know. But not all of
They're
that.
Like, Mom, you're full of shit.
Legit, I don't know. I'll be like, oh, let me Google this real fast.
Like, hold on, I gotta use the restroom.
Yeah, and I'm going to be honest. I haven't really, my mentality of school has changed so much in the past 3 years on what they really need and what they really don't.
Yeah.
And so, do I want them to have the basics of math? Yes, I want them to have the basics of math. I'm not going to teach them that. So I bring a tutor in. She also does science. She's wonderful.
I think those are cool.
Yeah.
To know.
I use a curriculum called Acellus, and that gives them like their basic education. Do I care about some of those concepts a lot of the times? Not so much, but I also want to make sure that they're at a place come high school, if they want to go back to high school, because I'm going to let them help make that decision.
Yeah.
I don't want them to be too far off of where they should be traditionally. You know what I mean? But for example, like last year we were trying to do like world history, and it was just right over my kids' heads. They were zoning out. They weren't into it. It's hard. It's a hard concept anyways. Big topics.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? Scratch that on Acellus. You live in Nevada. Just focus on Nevada history. Let's go see some shit. Let's go do some hikes. Let's go look at the trails up at Red Rock. Let's go down to Fremont and realize that it was just a few decades ago, not that far removed, that it was all horses and corrals. Now look at it, So that was my just a whimsical idea. We do journaling. We make them journal. So
helps with their writing
we
skills.
Make them cook. I mean,
oh wow, that's one of those things that isn't implemented in school, I don't think, anymore, is home economics.
Nick and I didn't learn to cook till we were adults. Now I legit can come to somewhere like this and be like, can you do eggs, toast, fruit? I could be doing my makeup and a plate of food comes. Yeah. That's a family unit. Yeah. They're now helping me and contributing to me, who's going to go out and make more money so we could have the things. You know what I mean? They're totally like helpful human beings in the house. That. Yeah.
You're doing all these like really cool things with the family, with your business. How are you navigating through time management? And if somebody out there is struggling with time management, what advice would you give them?
My biggest one, it's always going to be leveraging. So it's leveraging other people's time as well. You know what I mean? When it comes to like, this video, I'm not going to edit it. I'm probably not even going to post it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's time management. That's also a little less time with me on my phone in front of maybe my family or what have you.
Right.
In real estate, you have transaction coordinators, so it's putting the right people in place to ensure that you also are in the right place and giving people the right energy,
Yeah.
If I have more time for myself because I'm offloading a lot of this stuff, I am a better businesswoman.
100%. 100%. What other ways have you leveraged?
Well, I did get a personal assistant. This will be my second year with her. And she,
so cool. How's that changed the game?
Changed my life.
Really?
Like every step up, just changes my life. And it's crazy because people get so caught up on how much is that going to cost me? You know what I mean?
But how much time is it going to cost?
And energy. Like I told Nick, I was looking at literally her hours the other day. I don't grocery shop. She meal preps for me.
Shut the
you ready for this? You're gonna be
so
jelly. You're gonna be so jelly. Yes, you ready? If I go on a vacation, I come home, my Tahoe has gas in it.
What?
It's cleaned. It has water bottles in there for me, gum. It's got all the things. If I go to my office right now to go film, I've got like a little hair kit, caboodle kit thing, like these stupid things that I don't have to think about.
Yeah.
And I told Nick, it's not even the not grocery shopping. When you go to the grocery store, right? And I'm going to go grocery shopping, what have you. By the time I get home, whatever thought I had going on my business or business plan or something that I wanted to do for my business, by the time I get home and unload the groceries, there's a good chance that I have now done this. I'm done.
Retract.
I don't feel like it.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just the time in the grocery store. Mm-hmm. It was the stopping of my momentum with my thought and my business that totally got fucked up.
Yeah.
Because I was going and doing something stupid like dropping off Tide dry cleaning.
Yeah.
I don't need to do any of that anymore. And because of that, great. I am like doubling down on my business.
Yeah, and productivity.
Yes.
Yeah, that's so G.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because Siri right now is, I don't have a system, but like I've been teeter-tottering. I had one in the past and I'm just like, I think I need one again.
Yeah.
I think I need one again.
It's huge.
Yep. This leads us into our next segment. Speed dating questions.
Oh, speed dating questions. Okay, let's go.
These speed dating questions are brought to you by liveboldandbloom.com. Which animal do you identify most with and why?
Hummingbird. Because they're not supposed to fly with their little tiny wings, but they do.
That was good. I like the hummingbird. Have you ever got drunk and started a monologue in the bathroom?
Sure. Also probably thought I was Celine Dion at some point. Yes. Yes.
Can we hear a little sample?
No.
What's the last movie that you saw and what'd you think about it?
I don't watch TV or watch movies Top Gun. It was very good. And I watched it in the theater the way that I think it needed to be watched.
So good. Yeah. So good. What's your idea of the perfect date? Describe it to me from beginning to end.
The perfect date. I like walks, so it's usually going to be a walk. I also like Taco Bell. I'm cheap, so I would do a walk and talk and get on the same mood and playing field as my hubby. Taco Bell and cuddling in bed.
Walk, talk, Taco Bell, and cuddling in bed.
And sex, baby, sex. I promise.
And sex. Leading into my next question. How many dates, on average, do you go before you
How many dates?
Sex?
I only dated one man my whole life. So, I was...
How many would you recommend for people out there?
Oh, man. I get to live like a single person for a second?
Yes, vicariously.
I would say you should date for at least 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Solid. Awesome, Falisha. Thank you so much for hopping on. I really, really appreciate it. On this camera right here, can you share where people can find you everywhere on the internet?
Yes. Okay, so Instagram is a big one. It's just Falisha Rexford, first and last name, but I spell it funny. So it's Falisha, Falisha Rexford. I'm also on YouTube. If you're looking for any real estate stuff in the Las Vegas area, my website, therexfordgrouplv.com. That's me.
Thank you so much, Falisha, for hopping on. I really, really appreciate it. I had fun today. Guys, if you enjoyed video just like this, go ahead and click somewhere on the screen and you can find more videos just like this. As always, be kind, rewind. Peace. Thank you so much.
That was fun. Dude.
Thank you so much.
How long do you get a date before having sex? I haven't thought of that question probably ever in my life. Oh, shit. And in my life.
Yeah. Thank you so much.